It's a joyful thing, a joyful investigation to find out what is true. What is it that is so important about your suffering? The only thing that's important about your suffering is that it's the doorway out of suffering. Stop it. To find the truth. There's a symbol that existed far before Yahshua and his death. A symbol of a human being hanging on a cross. The Romans simply adopted it. The symbol is a part of the language that I talked about when I talked about the sun, the Sphinx, the pyramid. It speaks to the sacrifice of flesh on the cross of time and space. It is a statement out of the ancient knowledge, before we got to the religions and the way we view religions today. That is where your pain comes in. You're going to be in pain. But pain is of the animal portion of the body. Mental pain is a creation from the mind, the suffering. You're going to suffer as long as you have nerve endings. Okay? Something's going to hurt. It's okay. Sometimes have a good laugh. I have I thought of the many situations I had been in my life where I made really brilliant choices. And the surprise on the other end of that was quite funny. Hurt, but it was funny. We have to see life from the perspective of both. We have to honor death. I say honor death. People aren't emotional victims when they die. They are people. We'll have a feeling. We'll miss them. Oh, yeah. So there will be pain. Miss them. But think of some of the dumb stuff that they've done and have a laugh too. Remember the whole of their being, not just the part of them you wanted to. You know, remember the whole. This is truth. This is love. Feel the love. Feel. Just feel, guys. Don't judge what you feel. Feel it until it changes. Once it changes, that change gives you information. Now you will understand what bliss means. You will understand how everything has two sides. You will understand Tao. You can't have one without the other. You can't have joy without pain. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. It won't make sense. feel. Feel honestly. But you're only saying what you've always said. And if you're saying what you always said, you will never learn anything new. Now, much of this is just talk. It kind of says some things. But the only thing that will really matter is your experience with it. Relax and feel. Don't be afraid to feel. Think back when you were little and you tried to stop feeling what you were feeling. Or somebody said, don't cry. You're setting up a barrier that ultimately will have to be overcome. Because you got to be able to cry. It's in you. It's there. That's why you have tear ducts. If you weren't meant to cry, wouldn't have tear ducts. Okay. Just think about that. You'll see how you formed this gestalt. Now you don't have to keep going back to that. You see how liberation is the next step. The technique, the technique, the technique. Over, over, and over, and over again. If you were to learn to throw a punch, 2,000 repetitions, 2,000 correct repetitions, you'll no longer have to think about it again. 2,000 repetitions. Now, technique. Do not make exceptions. This is what we'll do. We'll make exceptions because we will feel justified in feeling certain ways about certain things. Do not feel justified. This where you all are, this room, this Mr. Ananda's classroom, 101, life, 101. Okay. Object of course, to understand feelings. Okay. Now, this is the object of the course. You have a workbook. You are the workbook. The experiment has to take place within you at every moment because it is not just about life, it's about your life. Now see, I don't have to have in my book Alan, Stewart. That's their book. If I understand me, I understand you. You're no different. We're no different. Once we move out of that level of things, we stop caring about why David does what he does, or why Wayne does what he does, or Jesse, or Carol, or whomever. We don't care. Not caring doesn't mean what you normally think of as not caring. Not caring simply means I have no opinion one way or the other. I have no judgment. But if you come to the Life 101 course, I have to say, you don't like what's happening in your life? It's happening because you do this. Now say that in general, and sometime if you bug me enough, I'll say it to you specifically in no uncertain terms. If you bug me enough. But that is each and every human being's responsibility to themselves. If a person wants to live in misery, that's okay with me. It truly is. It's fine with me. Because I respect your choice. But now, when you bring it over here, you got to respect my choice. I was at an ashram in India and I found it very funny where the guru was saying, I just kind of wandering through it, he's saying to some guy, you went over to Guru so-and-so's place and drove him crazy, now you come here to drive me crazy. Well, the answer is no. I never thought a guru could be driven crazy, but hey, whatever. You know, into my personal being. No. Seems to me that there was a man who said, okay, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to die on this cross to accept and show, okay, what I will do for your sins, which means I will show you how to live. Okay, this is what I'm going to do so that you can get out of your stuff. Not that hanging there was going to magically transform everyone into whatever people are thinking they're going to get to be. No. He says, I'm going to do this. Okay. Sounds like a cool idea. Here we are, 2,000 years later, and look around. Look at the way we treat each other. Religion to religion. Look at the way we treat people who don't come to our church. Okay. They don't know it. Jesus was a Jew. They're not accepting that fact. What kind of crap is that? So what good did he do? Some, because I think it kept us from being total total jerks. Kind of kept us in line a little bit. The point here is that it's your book. You're writing it. It's the same thing that Yahshua said. You've got to do it. You've got to do it for your own sake. Not for mine or anyone else's. Salvation. Woo. Salvation, to be saved. To be saved from what? From you. From your own stuff. From your own stuff. That's all it means. To be saved from creating a hell, from the creation of the hell that we have created within ourselves. Push that all the way through, would you, Mark? You couldn't. There you go. To save ourselves, from the hells that we put ourselves in. That's all. That's all. And you think about your personal hell. You think about, what do you sit and worry about? That's a part of hell. What do you sit and talk to yourself about that makes you miserable? That is the hell. That is the salvation. Well, you don't do that. I tell you this. Worry never solved any problem. Clear thinking solves problems. With the energy of love, that solves problems. The other crap doesn't solve problems. It doesn't. The worry and the frustration and all that is just a waste of your time. Thinking about it. Decide. With clear energy. Clear energy, love. That will solve the problem. Look at your life. I am responsible for my life. I am exercising a behavior. And from that behavior, people are withdrawing from me. People don't want to talk to me. They don't want to acknowledge me. I can't blame them. I have to look at my creation, my use of my energy. What am I doing? What am I doing? Wow. You create your reality. You're loving, you will create a loving reality. That just doesn't mean putting your arms around someone. That means treating them with respect. Respecting them for their decisions. Respecting them. That's part of love. Caring. We respect it. We say, well, you're about to walk off that cliff. You do know there's a cliff there, right? Yeah, I see it. And you're going to walk? Yeah, well, good luck. I respect your choice. Got a parachute? Yeah, I got it. Okay, cool. Go ahead. Respecting their choice. That's a part of love. We think, one of the things as a little kid, being a country boy, I was always hurting something, Always had cat scratches, dog bites, whatever. Spear wounds from playing with the other kids, throwing spear arrows. Remember once I shot the kid next door, but I was very careful because I had him hold up those little things of matches, you call them? Little book of matches. And he held it up like that, and I was responsible, so I said, no, you can't hold it in front of you. Got to hold it over here. But he had his thumb behind it. It's a good shot, right through the matchbook and the thumb. I was a responsible kid. Having these kinds of experiences, falling out of trees, and my grandmother would say, oh, baby, let grandmama kiss it. Does that feel better? No. You're hugging me and patting me and kissing it. Can we get some morphine? Could we, kind of perk this up a little bit here? Okay. I understand that when you're dealing with your children. You hold your children, you love them, yay. But that isn't the only indication of love. But we think now that if I put my arms around you and hug you, that I love you. No. No. Love is also respect. Respecting that human being for being that human being. Wow. Maybe I wouldn't make that decision for myself, but if you're going to learn, you got to pay the price. Respect that. I have people coming to me now saying, why didn't you tell me so-and-so? I said, that was your choice. It's your choice to make, not mine. Are you wiser now? Yes, good. See, it works. It works. You're much wiser now because you got smacked. Now you know all the reasons why you shouldn't have done that. Before, well, Ananda told me not to do it, so I didn't do it. Take that whipping. It's okay. Won't be the last one you take. Keep working at opening the door. And see, opening the door is real simple. It is. Just relax and feel. You are what is felt. Now, if you shut it down, you feel nuts, frustrated, angry, because you are shutting down you. Tension, stress. You create this stress. You can't flow through your body freely because you are putting pressure on and you are squeezing through this thing. And no wonder it doesn't feel good. You're squeezing through it instead of allowing the full flow. You have to feel. You have to feel. Boy, you only knew. I get in some places where nobody can hear me, and the screams that come out of there are awesome. They scare me sometimes. Like, who did that? But it's just letting it, the pain. The pain felt when dealing with someone who refuses to exercise their process. The pain. But personally, am I going to let them know that? Nah. You don't need to know that. Why you need to know that? You need to be dealing with your stuff. Because you're the reason I'm going, Yeah. Love. Love lets you care and not care at the same time. Yeah. Now we're back to Tao. Back to Tao. I caution you. Don't pretend to know what I just said. Go inside and find it for real. For real. It's really there. I tell people all the time, they said, well, you know, you don't act like a guru. I'm not. I'm not a guru. I'm just this guy. Okay? I'm just this guy that did what we all should do, and so was Joshua. So was Buddha. Buddha was just a guy. And he got tired of hearing all the crap and people bugging him, so he said, here are these 12 things. Was it 12 folds? How many paths? Folds? Well, what he's saying was, look, you're not hearing. So if you just behave like this, we can keep civilization going for a while until you can get there. Just act like this. But see, here, we're not talking about that. We're talking about really coming to it. Really understanding. Really understanding. I can't even say why you don't do that. Because it's when you come to that place of that love, you just don't do that. So, everything I've said surrounding it. 101. Understand. You. I tell people all the time, they say, well, I read this book and that book and the other book. And I keep saying, put the book down. Well, why? Books are good for information. What you want to do is read the living book. You. This makes changes. We get words in here. We get a lot of words in here, and we think we know what we're talking about. No, we don't. We just nah. This is for real. For real. You say, well, Ananda says, forget what Ananda said. Ananda's telling you, forget what Ananda said. Everything except do this. If you do this, you'll understand. If you spend your time with it. Yeah. So, Ananda says, do your technique and arrive. Feel it. Don't be afraid to feel. Don't be afraid. A lot of times, though, what we need to do is feel and be still. Because now what we're dealing with is energy. Okay? This is a part of what I've said in your technique. Relax and let the energy fill you. Let it move. It will flush you out. It will move through all of the chakras of your body and naturally it will do this. Just do the technique. Feel. One of the Buddhas sat facing a wall for forget how many years, and he fell asleep, so he cut his eyelids off. Well, I'm not going to ask you to do that. You see this drawing of him, he's got these big eyes. Well, it's because he cut his eyelids off, because he cursed himself for having fallen asleep. Well, we've had you do that meditation, to sit there to that wall without moving, without blinking. I don't expect you to be flawless, but what I expect you to ultimately recognize is as you relax and you just sit there, how much energy you waste in all the things that you do. So if you allow this energy to collect and pool and move, it will move through its natural beds in your body. And it will bring you to a different place. So a lot of times when we feel all this energy, we feel the love, don't jump up and start running around in circles and get you a corner out there and a microphone and start preaching to the world. Be still. Let the energy do its work. Let the energy do its work. Wow. When it does its work, it will elevate you, because the energy is what? You. It's you. Something happens. Don't get freaked out. Oh my God, I almost got hit by that truck. Well, it missed you. Take that moment to let that energy celebrate not getting hit by the truck. Let it celebrate. Let it celebrate. Man, ooh, that was sweet. Let the energy move. Let the energy fill you. Don't become angry because you don't get what you want. Feel the energy. Relax that place where you are stopping it because you are upset you didn't get what you wanted. Relax. You will get what you want. What you really want. Not what you pretend to want. What you want is liberation. What you want is freedom. What you want is salvation. Not in the way salvation. You will receive the saving of yourself, from the animal form. Love saves you. Not like it rides up on a white horse and sweeps you up. No. When you love, you truly love, you see the whole thing differently. Oh, wow. Man, I was really screwed up. And boy, was I ever screwed up. Man, was I absolutely insane. Just plain old nuts. I still am. Aren't you listening to me?
Well, there's no hope for us there.
But remember the definition. A person who doesn't know they're crazy is crazy. A person who's crazy and they know they're nuts, they're sane. Because you're never going to get away from some of that stuff. I think about stuff from time to time. When people get way out of hand with me and I'm smiling. I've learned some stuff from the CIA. And I'm smiling. And they go, oh, what a happy man. Boy, if you only knew what I was thinking at that moment, I wouldn't do it. I might make you think I'm going to do it, but it is knowing that's insane. Not fighting with it. Let it be. It goes. So the act of knowing your insanity. It gets you when you don't know it's insane. All I'm saying to you is that knowing that certain behaviors are nuts, and you know that, you can control it. When you want to eat, and you know you shouldn't be eating, because now it's just a matter of comfort. Put your attention where? On your tongue. And relax and let that energy move. The desire to eat will go with the energy. It's just the locked up energy that's you feel that you associate with eat. Or whatever else it is that you do.
Hearing that takes place, is that what you're saying?
Yes. And once you let that energy run out of that gestalt, it's no longer a problem. No longer a problem. Use your technique. Yes, you've got to work, you've got to do all these things. You can do both. One is not, spirit is not separate from life. It is life. So, well, I don't have time to do this. I have to do this and I have to do that. No, the point is you are looking at it as though you can only do one thing at a time. It's not hard to be yourself. How's it hard to be you? You mean I got to stop doing this to be me? You are doing the job. So, I guess what I'm saying is, do not give yourself the excuse not to do the work. Out of everything I said today, do the technique. Do what I told you to do. Don't do what I told you not to do. Simple as that. Simple as that. I'm saying it because we will justify behavior. Take no justification. Take no crap from yourself. If you take no crap from yourself, you'll take no crap from anybody else. You just won't. They will decide to do whatever they decide to do. They may be your lover, your child, your mother, your father, whomever. It does not matter. It doesn't matter who, it matters what. You do what you need to do.